Hi, today we're gonna go a little bit further with the Ashtanga yoga practice. So we're gonna do a modified variation of the primary series, and it's gonna be a little bit fast. If you find this confusing, try going back to my level 1 Ashtanga yoga practice video and start from there, where you'll get to work on more of the basics of the practice. For today though, before we begin, we're gonna do a little bit of work on how to move from one position to another in Ashtanga yoga. And there's a few ways you can do it. In the first video, I showed you very simply to step from downward dog to other positions. Today, we're going to do a little bit of work right now on how to, instead of stepping, but jump from there forward. And when you jump, the first thing that we really want to be aware of is you want to be light. Almost imagine you're trying to float. And so when you float from your feet to your hands, you want to avoid this as much as possible. This sound, it's a sign that you're not very light, right? So let's become light like a feather. And how do you do that? In order to avoid smashing with your feet against the floor, we want to put the weight not on the feet, but instead on the hands. In order to get your weight on your hands, you have to move your center of balance over your hands. So how can you do that? From here, basically, you're going to move your shoulders forward over your hands without dropping your hips down low. So, in order to go there, I'm going to exhale, and first thing, I create a spring. If you've ever seen a frog before it tries to jump, it's going to be here. So we get this spring and we load it up. Now we can use our legs to jump. You're going to try to bring your shoulders over your wrists, okay? Eventually it's going to look like this, and it should sound like that too. So just see if you can do this with me, and we're going to start out real simple, just getting a sense of the timing, alright? As you exhale, your shoulders move away from your hands, and as you inhale, firm your arms and bring your shoulders over your wrists. That's it. Notice my hips, they didn't drop down, okay? So I'm not going here like this. Once again, exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, shoulders forward. Hips are high, I'm on the tips of my toes. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, shoulders forward. Okay, next step, as you go, exhaling, the shoulders go back. And then don't do it right now, just take a look. You're going to inhale, and as your shoulders go forward, just hop your feet real lightly between your hands. Notice my knees are bent and they came in toward my chest. And so this is the first variation that you can work on if you're doing this. Again, exhaling, shoulders back, inhale, they come forward as your feet come forward. Alright, if you feel good, instead of staying so low, you're going to let your knees squeeze in toward your chest as you do it. This is going to activate your core. And this is how in the practice we're really going to start to work your abs. So it's the same idea. Again, exhaling, the shoulders go back. Inhale, as they come forward, squeeze your knees toward your chest. And then your feet come down. And you don't need to pause there like I did. Just want to give you a sense of what it looks like. So here, same idea. Knees toward your chest as your feet come forward. Now sometimes when you go here, you go a little too far and something like that will happen. Don't be afraid, it's a learning process. But be aware that before you go, you want to firm your arms up and just let your shoulders go over your wrists, but not beyond you. That's how you're going to put your weight on your hands. And once again, this is how you're going to avoid this. See, my shoulders stayed back, and you're going to come softly forward. Alright? Now that you've got that, let's begin. And we're going to try to work with that as much as we can throughout the practice. Come to the front of your mat, and beginning with Surya Namaskara A, sun salutations. Exhaling here. Inhale, lift your arms, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back through your legs. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, go to a push-up and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog, firm thighs, chest open. Exhale down, facing dog, and breathe. Notice your hands grip the floor. Feel your legs start to engage now. An extension comes into your spine from that. As you exhale, look forward. Inhale, see if you can work with that jump. As you take your feet between your hands, lengthen. Exhale, go down, look back. Inhale, rise all the way up, lifting high. Exhale, release your arms down. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, look forward. From here, feel free to bend your knees and then hop your feet back to a push-up and lower. Inhale, firm thighs, shoulders back, chest high. Exhale, downward dog. Again, strong arms, long spine. Thighs lift up and back behind you. And one more. Exhale as you look forward. Inhale, come forward. Find extension. Exhale down. Inhale, rise, all the way up lifting. Exhale, release your arms down. One more. Inhaling. Kava. Exhale. Trini. Inhale. Chatwari. Exhale. Pancha. Inhale. Shak. Exhale. And again, breathing here. As you're in this pose, you might feel a stretch in the shoulders, a lengthening in your spine, a stretch in the backs of your legs and the hips. Five, exhaling. Inhale, come forward. Find extension. Exhale down. Inhale, all the way up lifting. Exhale, Samastiti. Surya Namaskar. B. Inhale, bend your knees and lift your arms. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot up between your hands now. Inhale, come up. Feel the stretch in the psoas as you lift your arms. Exhale, hands down. Step to a push-up and lower. Inhale, lower ribs forward. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward this time. Inhaling, feel the stretch. Hips forward, lifting high. Exhale, hands down. Step back and lower. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing here. Get a sense of your base and just feel how you can use this pose to explore your body. Noticing any places of tightness or stiffness and moving into them. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, come forward. Long spine. Exhale down. Inhale, bend your knees. Arms are high. Exhale, Samastiti. Again, inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot. Inhale, coming up. Pelvis forward. Feel the stretch. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot. Inhaling, coming up. Notice I'm not here. Instead, lower ribs move away from my knee. And then upward. Exhale. Inhale. Strong arms. Chest high. Exhale. And breathe. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Exhaling. Inhale. Come forward. Long spine. Exhale down. Inhale. Bend your knees. Lifting. Feel length. Exhale. One more time. Echo. Inhaling. Three. Exhale. Trini. Inhale. Chatwari. Exhale. Pancha. Inhale. Shat. Exhale. Sapta. Inhaling. Ashta. Exhale. Nava. Inhale. Desha. Exhale. Ekadesha. Inhaling. Dwadesha. Exhale. Trayordesha. Inhale. Chaturdesha. Exhale. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Panchadesha. Inhale. Shodesha. Exhale. Saptadesha. Bent knees. Inhaling. Samastitihi. Hands in your hips. Feet hip distance. Exhale. Move forward. Take your big toes. Inhale. Long spine. Exhale down. Weight on your toes as you draw inside. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hands underneath the soles of your feet. Inhale, feel extension here. Exhale, moving down again. Leaning forward slightly, and then drawing in. One more exhale there. On the inhale, lift your chest, feel length forward. Exhale, let us weight on your feet. Inhale, stand, hands in your hips. Exhale, samastitihi. Inhaling, step to the right. Arms over your legs as the right foot turns away. Exhale, right hip under, extend out with the arm, and drop the hand down. As you look up toward your left thigh, feel your feet grip the floor. Gazing to your thumb. 2. 3. Feel the stretch in the left hip. 4. And 5. Exhaling. Inhale. Turn. Exhale. Left side. Same pose. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale. Come up. Turn your feet. Square your hips here. Exhale, extend. Long, extended through your spine. Left hand down. Right hip back, chest forward. As it turns, lift high. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Exhaling. Inhale, come up, turn your feet. Exhale, long spine. Right hand down, hips are level, turning the chest. You're gonna be tempted to go like this. Don't let it happen. Keep length in your spine. As your shoulder comes over your wrist, left hip back, chest forward, and then lift the arm. Call this 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming up. 5-pointed star. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, step to the right again. Turn the right foot away. Exhale, bend deep. Take your right hand to the floor. Left arm extends over your head. Notice your back foot gripping the earth. 2. Press your knee against your arm. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, turn, exhale, nice and deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, turn. Go ahead and lift your back heel, squaring your hips. Exhale, bend deep into your right knee as you slide your armpit to your knee. Maybe hands together, maybe left hand on the floor. Turn your chest, right arm up. If it can, it goes over. See if you can plant your back foot if you can. Right hip back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, come up. Turn, face the other way. Exhale, bend deep into that left knee. And slide your right arm to the outside of your lap. Again, turn your chest. You want pressure, arm against your leg in order to create the twist. Maybe the hand comes down, planting your foot, and your arm extending over. Use the back leg. See if you can press your front knee against your arm, twist yourself further. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, step to the right again, hands in your hips. Exhale, hands on the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. Check it out. See if you can feel the arches of your feet lift away from the earth. And now your legs will be active. Exhale, move down into that. If your head is on the floor and you feel you want to go further, you can try this. Make sure you don't fall over. You can start out by placing the back of your head on the floor, but you're not going to stop there. Once it's there, keep your head touching the floor as you roll to the top of your head. So notice I'm not lifting my head to place it down. Put it here and then roll it like a ball. Call this 2. 3, shoulders lifted. 4, and 5. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale there. Inhale, stand, hands in your hips. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands in the hips again. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, strong legs as you go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale here. Inhale, arms away from each other. Exhale, interlacing your fingers. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, open your chest, and squeeze your palms together. Exhale, move forward into that, and your hands now. move toward the floor. Again, breathing here. 2, 3, enjoy the stretch. 4, and 5, inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands in your hips. Inhale, strong legs, long spine. Exhale, take hold of your big toes. Inhale, look forward, engage your legs. Exhale, move down, and look back, breathing here. Inner thighs engaging, core engaging, pelvis high, shoulders away from your ears. 4, 5, inhale, lift your chest, long spine. Exhale there. Inhale, stand, hands in your hips. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, step to the right again. Turn and face your right foot. Exhale, hands behind your back in a prayer with your fingers pointing up. Inhale here. Exhale, extend forward. 1, enjoy the stretch in your hamstrings. Feel length in your spine. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, stand and turn. Exhale, extending long. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, 5-pointed star. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we made it about halfway through the standing series. We're only going to go that far today. We don't have so much time. Moving now to seated. Exhale here. Inhale as you lift your arms, long spine. Exhale, hands on the floor. Look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, do a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down, facing dog. From here now, put your knees down just for a moment. We have to find some way to get forward to seated from the downward dog. The easiest way is probably something like this. Right? You can do that. But maybe you want to just step forward and sit down. All right? We've been working on jumping to standing, which, remember, maybe just looks like this. Once you get there, you can sit down from there as well. However, you can do basically the same thing and end up already in a seated position. And the simplest way to do that is to do exactly what I just did, but cross the ankles as I do so. Landing on the feet, sit down, and then straighten your legs. And you can do it like that every time if you like. However, if you're feeling strong, you can try to go a little bit further with it. And so, eventually, you want to come like so, without touching the floor. We're just going to try to work toward that, building up the strength day by day. But working basically with the same movement. And so, what you can do is that you're going to jump, just like I did crossing the ankles. But instead of sitting down at this point, see if you can step your feet. Now notice the weight stays on my hands. Trying to take as much of it there as I can, and then step a little more. When you feel that you're about in this position, try to push a little with your fingers and lift your feet before you sit down. Something to work on, and if you work that every time, pretty soon you'll be floating right through. All right, from here, straighten your legs on your mat, take your hands beside you. As your legs engage, try to find length in your spine. Shoulders roll back and down. Take an inhale, and now as you exhale, feel your core engage as you extend forward. Take hold of your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, keep your back straight as you move forward. This. Shoulders come away from your ears. And breathe. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, chest, feel extension. Exhale, go a little further. Maybe you can hold the wrists or just your feet, whatever works. Gently move forward. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale as you lift your chest. Exhale here. Inhaling, cross your ankles and see if you can touch your knees to your shoulders. We're starting to round your back, and so at this point, look, if I don't round my back and keep it straight, my arms are straight and my hands are on the floor. Right? It feels like my arms aren't long enough to lift myself off the floor at this point. But watch what happens when you start to round your back and pull your knees in as your shoulders pull toward your knees. Magically, my elbows are bent now because I shrunk my body down into this tight ball. From here, I'm going to lean forward, and as I do so, keep the knees close. You'll feel your core really working as you do that. This is the muscles we're working on, in your belly. From there, the abs stay engaged. Maybe your toes touch the floor as you try to squeeze in and lift your hips up. Alright? It might look like this. Inhale. Exhale, you can sit down. Move your feet back and your hands forward. Now we're going to try to keep the weight on the hands. As you lean into it, lift your hips. Elbows stay in, chest is forward. Notice my weight is on my hands. My shoulders don't move. My elbows stay bent, one foot. And then the other go back. Lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From there, you're going to come forward to seated again. Maybe it looks like this. Here. Step, lift, sit, legs straight. Take your hands on the floor behind you. Notice they're about a foot and a half behind my hips. From there, point your fingers towards your toes. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your hips. Nice and high. 1, breathing here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, sit. Cross the ankles. Inhale, do your best to lift. Exhale, find your way, keeping your weight on your hands as you go. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to seated again. However you can. From here, as you exhale, maybe you're just going to take your right foot to your left thigh. Okay? If it feels comfortable, see if you can take your right foot onto your left thigh. And then bring it nice and far in. Be aware of your knee. If you feel pressure there, just come back to this position and then move forward in the back. However, if it feels comfortable here, see if you can bind it by taking your right hand behind and holding your big toe. And then from there, exhale as you go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale again. Cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale. Do a push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to seated again. Exhale, left foot onto your right thigh this time. Remember, maybe it's here. If you're here, see if you can bind it and move forward. And then we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Strong core. Exhale to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward, facing dog. Inhale, come forward again to seated. As you exhale now, bend your right foot back so your toes point straight back behind you. And as you lean to the left, see if you can move your calf to the outside. Sit down through your right hip and work with your knees close together. Inhale here and exhale as you move forward into that. As you go, you may feel this tendency for this to happen. Don't be afraid to put your left hand on the floor, but try to keep your right hip sinking down into the earth. If you feel pressure on your knee, just stay up or keep the knee out to the side. I'm going to call this 4. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale again. Cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward again for the left side. Exhale as you bend your left leg back this time. Calf moves out of the way. Right hip back a little. Knees close together. Inhale here. Exhale. Move forward. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale. Cross your ankles. Lift off. Exhale to a push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward again to seated. Exhale, take your right foot to your left thigh here now. From here, let's take an inhale and just turn to the left a little. As you exhale, keep lengthening your spine and keep a little bit of that twist as you move forward. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, left side. Same pose. Come forward. Take your left foot to your right thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Move forward. 2. As you move into these forward bends, focus on keeping extension in your spine, and you'll feel a deep stretch start to come into your hamstrings. 1 more. Exhale there. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale. Lift off. Exhale. To a push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Janu Shirsasana. B. Inhale. Come forward again to seated. Exhale. Take your right foot to your left thigh again. This time you can keep your foot here, okay? If it feels comfortable, lift up, slide forward, see if you can sit on your heel. Notice this knee is outside. Notice your heel, it's not under one buttock or the other, it's in the middle. And then from there, see if you can turn that hip forward as you move forward. Call this 1. 2. 3. 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift off. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, come forward again to seated. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, sit on your heel. Exhale, move forward into that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to seated. Once again. From here now, see if you can lift your right foot up. We're gonna go slow into this next one. Take your left hand and hold on to your foot. Now take your right hand, bring that arm under your leg, and then grab onto your toes and pull them back. At this point, take your left hand on the outside and you're gonna lean to the left. Turn the toes to face away from that left hand. And then see if you can place the sole of your foot against your thigh. Now you can stop right here. If you feel a little awkward, that's fine. You're just starting to get a sense of movement there. If it feels good, place the ball of your foot on the floor, keeping the sole of your foot against your thigh. Now you can stay here, or if it feels alright, that hand comes out and comes behind you. As you come toward the center, use your hands to lift your hips. You can stay here and just try to square up. But if you feel alright, gently, this knee might come down a little. Might see if you can walk your front foot forward slightly, and look what happens to my heel as I do that. Maybe you can start to sit. If you're here and you want to go further, as long as there's no pressure in your knee, you can start to move forward into that. The moment you feel something in your knee, come out of the pose. Call this 2. 3, 4, and that's 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, come out of it. Cross your ankles and lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, come forward again to seated. Exhale, left foot. Left hand comes under and holds on. You can lean to the right. Turn your foot and take the sole of your foot against your thigh. Ball of your foot to the floor, hands behind you. Lift up, walk forward a little. See if you can sit. Maybe you can move forward into that. Call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward again to seated. Exhaling, lift your right knee up toward you here now. Notice your foot. It's not going to be right beside your thigh. It comes to the outside of it. As it does so, try to bring the foot nice and far back. That'll make this all possible. It will also give you more of a stretch in your hip. Inhale, lift high with your right arm. Exhale, reach forward. And then see if you can slide your armpit in front of your shin. As you do so, the palm turns up as the hand comes back. The other hand comes behind your back. Use your right hand to hold the left wrist. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift with your chest. As you exhale, look, don't do this. Okay? We are trying to move forward, but at the same time, you're gonna try to sit down with your right hip. It's difficult to do both those things at once, but do as much of each as you can. Call this 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, come forward again to seated. Exhale, left knee lifts up this time. Inhale, left arm up high. Exhale, reach forward, round, and clasp. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, try to sit down with the hip. At the same time, try to squeeze the leg in with your arm and move forward. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles. Lift off. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, come forward again to seated. Exhale now, see and take your left foot into lotus again. It may not go that far, maybe it just gets this far. Trying to take your heel towards your belly button. If it feels comfortable, it comes all the way in your thigh. You can just stop right there. Feel good? See if you can lift the right knee up towards you. If you still feel good, see if you can move forward. If you still feel good, see if you can wrap your arm around your lap, just like in the previous pose. Once again, inhale there, and exhale as you move forward. Call that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, sit up. Exhale there. Inhale, cross your ankles, lift up. Exhale to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward again to seated. Exhale, see if you can take the right foot into lotus this time. And again, be real aware of your knee here, okay? You don't want to put pressure on it. So, we're just working on trying to open the hip up. If you feel pain there, back off. Start to work it like this maybe. And just breathe and try to feel the stretch in the hip. As long as your knee feels fine. You can come here. Maybe you can lift the knee up towards you. Maybe you're gonna go further. Into the pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, sit up. Exhale there. Inhale, you can cross your ankles and lift up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward, facing dog. Exhaling, inhale, come forward to seated once again. And we made it a little bit less than halfway through primary series so far. This has all been a chance to really start to open up your hips quite a bit. Now we're gonna move into back bending. And so from here, lay down onto your back. When you're feeling ready, bend your knees and plant your feet firmly about hip distance apart on the floor. If you can bring your feet in comfortably towards you, you can do so. But in a minute, take a look at my knees. In a minute, we're gonna lift our hips up. Now, if you don't have too much flexibility, what happens is that you end up sending your knees way forward, and you feel pressure in your knees when you do that. Instead, you can always keep your feet forward more. The rule is when you go up, you want to have your knees over your ankles, okay? From here now, exhale, you can start with your hands beside you. Just going to warm up for it a little. Inhale, lift your hips nice and high. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, and then walk your shoulders underneath you here. Now notice your feet and see if you can feel 4 corners connect to the floor. As they press down, your hips start to lift a little higher. At the same time, the same thing's happening with your shoulders. As they press down, your chest opens a little more and lifts upward. Breathe here. Call this 2. 3. 4. And 5. As you exhale, just release down onto your back. Take a moment. Good, same pose again. Inhale, lift your hips. Interlace your fingers. Walk your shoulders up. Ground with your feet. Now feel free to stay right here. Keep working on this position. If it feels real open and your legs feel strong, you can try taking your hands beside your head. Now from here, go ahead and just see if you can lift your hips a little more as you push with your hands and just place the top of your head on the floor. Notice your hips are high and your elbows squeeze in toward each other. Shoulders lift away from your ears. Still feel good? Maybe you can lift your hips and your head even higher. Legs are engaged and your pelvis is lifting. See if you can feel your heels push down a little. Call this 2. 3. 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Down onto your back. Take a moment. So we're just going to do this one more time. And this time it's going to go a little deeper. Be aware of your lower back. If you feel any pressure right there, back off. Maybe don't lift so high, maybe don't go so deep. Alright? For this next one, feel free to continue to work with this pose. Alright? Let's see how it goes. Once again, take your hands beside your head. Notice the elbows are going to try to stay in toward each other. This is going to allow you, as you move into this, instead of coming here where we lock up in the upper back, to start to open the upper back. It's sort of tricky, but do your best. Once again, exhale, hands beside your head. Inhale, see if you can lift yourself up toward the sky. Strong legs, hips lift high. Lower ribs lift upward as well. Notice your lower back relaxing a little here. And just see if you can feel how your legs are supporting you. Your feet, those 4 corners, again, are what's pressing down. One more inhale. Now, look forward and send your hips forward. As you do that, see if you can place your head on the floor. Your hands can come beside your head, or not, alright? But if you feel good, they come here. Same idea, shoulders lift, elbows in. See if you can lift up again. Breathing there. Ground with your heels, and now you should be able to lift a little higher. Call this 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Down onto your back. And for today, that's enough. Slowly you can work up to doing more and more. From here, exhale, just roll back a little bit. And then inhale as you roll forward to seated. Legs are straight. Exhale, move forward into that. Notice for this one, if you've been sort of up here, forward bend, it's not a bad idea with your back straight. For this forward bend, instead let your knees bend and make sure you touch your chest to your legs. You should feel like you can release your spine more this way. 10 breaths here. I'll call this 5. 6. 7. From here today, you're just gonna come forward a little on your mat. And then as you exhale, lay down on your back. Lift your feet up, and then take them behind your head. At this point, be aware of your neck. Avoid putting pressure on it. If you reach back, you should be able to feel that there's space between the back of your neck and the floor. As long as that's true, your neck should be all right. In order to keep that though, feel your shoulders push down. You might want to bring your shoulders under more, like so. Once you're there, take your hands to your back, and then see if you can lift your legs up toward the sky. Notice your arms ground on the floor as your legs start to extend upward. Shoulders grounded. Now if you do start to feel pressure on your neck, just go ahead and lean more weight toward your hands. If that doesn't work, if there's still pressure on your neck, just come down. But if you're here and you're feeling comfortable, go ahead and walk your hands toward your lower ribs. Remember, wherever you are, your arms and your shoulders are what's taking the weight. And that's why we call it shoulder stand, not neck stand. As you extend upward, see if you can take your chin away from your chest. Let's just take one more inhale there. And then as you exhale, let your feet come back behind your head again. Interlacing your fingers, shoulders underneath you. Point your toes, ground with your shoulders. And then as you engage your legs, feel your thighs lift upward a little. Now if you're here, and again you feel a little bit of pressure, one way to prevent that is to take your hands back like so, toward your feet. And you'll just feel you can use your arms for support a little bit more here. However, if you feel comfortable, keep them where they were. One more inhale there. Now as you exhale, bending your knees, drop them down toward your ears. Let them squeeze inward a little, then move downward. From there now, gently begin to lower, one vertebra at a time, down onto your back. As you do so, just feel things letting go a little bit. Once you get to this point where your hips have touched the floor, your legs are still up, grab onto your buttocks. You're going to use your legs as a lever to pull your chest and your head off the floor. So now look, as your feet go forward, let your chest lift up. Open your chest, and then let your head drop back and place it on the floor. Your hands come forward a little more now. Maybe you want to grab on again. Pull and lift your chest up. Slowly open your ribs and breathe as you look toward your third eye. From here now, as you inhale, you can just stay in this position. You can lower down if you're feeling tired. But if you're feeling good, maybe you want to start out by lifting your knees. As you lift your knees up, your feet leave the floor. Maybe you're going to stay there. Maybe you're going to lift your arms like so. Palms come together. Now if this feels easy, see if you can straighten your legs. Call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more breaths, 6, 7, 8, exhale, release, down onto your back. There's a backward roll that one day you'll learn to do from here, but that's going to be another day. And so from here instead, you're just going to exhale, roll back slightly, and inhale as you roll forward. Cross your ankles and step to a push-up. Lowering strong. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. And then drop your knees to the floor. Once again, it's time for your headstand. As you take your elbows down and interlace your fingers, don't be afraid to face the wall this time. As you go up into that. That'll work. So once again from here, as we move into the headstand, your elbows are shoulder distance apart and you're going to interlace your fingers. Feel your shoulders lift upward. And notice, you're going to see if you can place this little finger and the whole side of your hand against the floor. Now it's strong, you can press down. You want to try to straighten this wrist out, like so. From here, the top of the head goes onto the floor, not your forehead, and your head is not on your hands, like so. Now my neck is straight, and my arms and my forearms can support me. My hands have power for use as balance. Alright, remember, if you're just starting to work on the headstand, face the wall, only if you know how to fall safely. Think about lifting your feet up off the floor like so. Keep your shoulders lifted high. Breathe here. If it feels a little bit crazy to go into a headstand, instead, stay working here with your feet on the floor. But notice my shoulders, they stay lifted away from my ears. And you're just going to get a sense of how you can keep that solid foundation. Once you've got that, the balance is easy. As you place the center of your balance over your shoulders, over that solid foundation, get a sense of where your center of balance is, and just feel it. If you don't have a solid foundation, you'll start to fall over. If you've got that, stable, strong. Now once you've got that, notice your toes can start to extend upward, legs lifting you away from the earth. Just 5 more breaths here today, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. Exhale gently. Take your legs halfway down. They might look like this. This is alright. So is that. 3, just 5 breaths. 4, 5. Inhale, come all the way up again. And again, we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, feet slowly to the floor. Child's pose. Take a rest. Don't worry if that headstand was difficult. It's something that you have to work on day by day. Face the wall for a while, get a sense of stability. When you feel like you can balance there without touching the wall after a while, then you can start to think about learning how to fall. Maybe we'll teach you that next time. Sorry guys, how much time is left? From here today, as you inhale, you're just going to sit up. Take your legs out from underneath you. And again, you can find any comfortable cross-legged position. If it feels comfortable, take your feet into full lotus like so. Go ahead and do so. Now you're going to lean forward. If you're here, you can also try holding one foot and then the other. Inhale as you sit up. As you exhale, let your wrists drop out over your knees. Feel length in your spine. Chin to your chest and eyes full closed. Feel your breath. We're just going to take 5 here today. As you feel your center drawing inwards. Allow the effects of this practice to start to sink into your body. Allow the mind to empty of all its expectations and just accept what's happened. Let it process. Opening your eyes. Namaste. The practice of Ashtanga Yoga, it's a journey that happens one day at a time. Try to stay steady with your practice, and you'll find that things really start to build day after day. Good luck.